So The Tower came out in 1993, I think. This is one of these. Well, I say it came out. It wasn't a cinematic film. I think it was a TV movie. I saw this at least once on TV and probably on YouTube or something later on, many years ago. And I think it gets really low scores on IMDb, 4.2 or 3. And I can't argue it's not a good movie, but it's a very low score, 4.2. I find this film quite entertaining, although I agree it's a pretty trashy movie. It's a really cheaply made and pretty kind of trashy movie all around. Paul Reiser, I don't know if you remember him, you know him from the Beverly Hills Cop series and from probably most famously from Alien or Aliens. And he always plays real screen heels or really annoying characters, Paul Reiser. I mean, I don't know if I haven't seen many of his other films. I'm sure he plays other types of people, but he does that so well that he probably gets given that role a lot. And he's superb at it, but he can be really annoying. I suppose that's the point. He's pretty annoying in Beverly Hills Cop, and he's pretty annoying in this film as well. He plays this kind of this is early 90s, so I take you to say like a yuppie computer geek employee, I guess. I don't know. At the beginning of the movie, he's typing away on his kind of Yamaha kind of keyboard. I don't know if he's like a would-be musician or whatever, or just does it for fun. I don't know. But anyway, he gets this job with this kind of high-tech computer kind of company or whatever. I'm not sure what they do. And it's one of these really bland, generic kind of companies, like from Robocop, like OPC or whatever they're called. You know, it's a generic company. And the building is the most generic, boring company you could ever imagine. It's just this massive skyscraper. It's grey and dour inside. There's hardly even a window. Even in his office, he doesn't have a window. It's the most depressing kind of place you could possibly ever work at. But it must have some, it must be quite valuable secrets or whatever they're working on, because there's a lot of security. It's a bit like Die Hard. You go in and the guy's at the desk and you go key, 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 key on the keyboard and it tells you where you have to go. And there's numerous floors in this high rise. I don't exactly know what he does at this company. He does computing anyway, but it seems one of the most boringest jobs you could ever imagine. The woman that it's a bit actually funny because the woman he gives him this job gets him his foot in the door. He doesn't really know her that well. You think that the way he talks to her first, you think she's a real pal of his or something, that she's close to him. But then when he starts goofing around and messing it up, she kind of sort of starts saying, "Look, you know, I just gave you this kind of chance, and I don't really know you," kind of thing. So you know, it's kind of at the beginning you think she really knows him, but she really doesn't. But he's, as I said, he's a really annoying character. I can't remember his name. It's something Minot or something, Paul Minot or something. And he's one of these annoying characters that, you know, like press buttons on lifts just for the crack, you know, like try and confuse gadgets and try and annoy things, and would flick the light switch on and on and off and off and off. Just one of those annoying characters that kind of cuts corners and doesn't follow rules and that. I know you can do that too much, but he's one of these annoying characters that just does that all the time. You know, he would just drive you crackers. So inevitably, something goes wrong in this building because he annoys this supercomputer. That's a kind of plot line for many, many big Hollywood films. He annoys his computer, and then the computer kind of turns murderous, basically, and starts killing birds at first through the ventilation shaft, and then starts closing doors, and everybody's a security risk then. You know, he starts misidentifying you know, staff and other people as a threat when they're not. And people get killed, accidents happen. You get the drift. And Paul Minot, this guy, he causes more and more chaos all the time. He's just an accident waiting to happen, this guy. Everything he touches just turns to rubbish, basically. But this is a really poorly made, cheap, kind of cheapest chips film. But I enjoy it. I think it's quite good fun. And if you can get past the annoying factor of Paul Reiser, I mean, he is watchable, but he is a total git in this film, and you kind of think, well, you deserve what you get in Paul, you know, because you're just a total ass in this film. But yeah, it's an okay watch. It's an okay watch. I didn't really know anybody else in the movie really. But it's so cheaply made, this film. There's really nothing. There's no. The sets are exact, all the same. You could basically have one or two rooms, and then have that be your whole set, really. And the corridors, you could just just have boards up, and it's so badly lit, lighting wise, that you can't really differentiate between any different building or set or anything. Um, there's not a lot of other characters in this. Just like a few security guards and the boss, the main boss, and the woman that he helped him get the job and such. And but it's quite funny. I mean, in some ways, he kind of breaks his computer straight away by faffing about, and then starts opening it up, and the computer, that's the main computer, is telling him, like, giving him all these demerits, warnings that you're on 2 or 3 demerits, and for breaking rules and stuff, and for swearing, or for tampering with things you shouldn't be tampering with. And he's just a git in this film, basically. But the more and more things that go wrong, I can't really remember what the plot is. He eventually kind of gets further up to the boss. He has to go to see the boss about something or other, and then think it even more serious. There is quite a funny scene where somebody gets stuck in a jacuzzi, and the temperature kind of gauge goes through the roof, and the guy gets cooked or something. But yeah, it's trash. It is trash, but it is fairly entertaining trash in that respect. If you like that kind of thing, that kind of totally cheaply made trash that is kind of just, it entertains you for that time, and then you forget about it in 5 minutes. That basically is it. So that's all for today. Thanks for listening.